you want to, come hang out and jam out with us for a little while, or just forever.
I've been a fan of the band for a long time, since I was just getting out of high school. Probably went to a lot of shows and saw them all through the stages and everything, and played in a band called Smoke with former members Che of the band and rapper H1 that was on Spiderweb on the first record. So I just kind of got to know Jimmy and the rest of the guys through living in Annapolis and Annapolis networking.
And then you worked for us.
Oh yeah, and then I worked for him. I was the guitar Chizek.
And who do we have here?
Thomas Liberto.
And what do you
He's starting early.
Nice.
The last time I saw you was at HFS Snow Job, and I think it was with the Boston's.
Yeah, Boston's and the Bloodhound Gang.
Right.
That was fun. And who else was on that show? Oh, was it God Lives Underwater? I think I might have been on that show.
That was probably about. I was pretty messed up then.
It was a long time. There was no snow. I was bummed we couldn't ride.
And that guy crashed that day. There was a huge crash, and this guy had to get taken away by a helicopter, I think. I heard you actually stopped making music for a little while to snowboard. What happened with that?
I mean, it's funny how you can say you like something and then eventually, like I snowboarded, I learned how to do it years ago, and it was in between, like I had a band for 5 years, and then I just stopped playing music, and for a couple of years I just would go out to Tahoe and hang out and ride with my friends, but it turned into I was a professional snowboarder somehow. So it was kind of cool. I looked like I was a pro snowboarder in a bunch of articles, but I've never been paid to snowboard. I won't even ride fakie just because I don't want to break my ass. but I'll ride.
So talk about the new album. It's Represent,
Yeah.
right? Talk about it for a little bit.
Well, basically I guess it's called that because we've been, it took us like 3 years to get off of our major record label, and kind of if you're gone for that long, you're almost non-existent. So part of it is, representing, but part of it is like representing what we've always done, which is have a bunch of different songs, and go through a bunch of different faces, in the music, and it's kind of cool because there's like 5 co-writes with different bands. Like I wrote a tune with John from Marcy Playground and Art from Everclear and Mark, the guitar player from Creed, and Butch Walker, along with Aaron Lewis. And then some songs were written with some of the old members of the band, and then actually probably my favorite song on the record is written with new guys. So.
And what's that track?
It's called Unshaken.
Okay, I'm gonna edit this later, but what I'll do is I'll take 3 songs, and each one of you tell me about your favorite song, and I'll play that song while I'm replaying the interview later. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So I'll do that. I'll do Unshaken now,
Awesome.
And then you go ahead and just retell who you are and what your favorite song is and why.
That was this onslaught of cameras and mics. I don't know. I have lots of favorites from the album. I didn't get a chance to take part in that album, and we did all this negotiating, whether or not I'm going to play and what Kevin was going to do. Me and Kevin are boys. He's the drummer that's on the record, and so just waiting until when he was getting ready to go do his thing, and I was getting ready to go do mine. But there's a lot of great songs on the record. Falling Out is a fantastic song with Aaron. I mean,
But what do you want to hear?
what I want to hear.
Yeah, what do you want to hear right now? That's what.
I like Beautiful. That's probably like one of my favorites off the record. It's a great guitar intro, and just like love the changes. It kind of puts me in a nice place. You know what I mean? It's kind of fat, well-rounded tune.
Okay, so we'll play Beautiful right now.
This is Casey, play guitar. I guess my favorite song off the record they haven't mentioned yet is probably Strange, which was co-written with Mark Tremonti of Creed.
Cool, we're gonna play Strange right now. Was that it?
Yeah, Strange.
Okay. And you actually, one of your tours was with do you remember Zoltar from HFS?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me that one of the first times he saw you was when he was jocking in Chicago, opening for Creed.
Oh, right. Yeah.
and now you get to write songs with them, and they've blown up since you
Oh, yeah.
since you toured with them.
Literally.
How cool is it to be
Yeah,
writing?
they've broken up since we joined them.
How cool is it to be writing with all these different people and having all these different influences on the new album?
Oh, it's fun. You know, I mean, it's all you just learn something every time because different people write different ways. You know, and their first record came out right when our first record did, and so everyone, you know, everyone has a different like history, you know, or like relationship, you know, and all of them are such different personalities and such different sounding bands that it just made sense to write, you know, that kind of scatterbrained way, and it was just good fun.
Cool. I'm gonna ask, right now I'm just gonna have you guys do a couple IDs. I don't want to hold you too long. I know you got
That's cool.
a lot of shit to do.
So what is the actual idea? It's,
You're gonna do
Hello?
Bob. You're gonna just
Hey, what's up?
You're listening to Rich on Bob, part of the world's
I
space
am
satellite
back.
radio network.
whoa, wait.
All right.
I'll write it down because that's a lot.
Okay,
I can kind of remember
the
lyrics
interview right now.
All right.
That's a lot of lyrics.
How you doing, man?
Just fine. Nice. I'm sure my voice sounds
You went
great.
to XM the other day, didn't you?
Yeah.
Who'd you talk to over there?
We did this thing for Squiz.
Okay.
We
Did
did
you
it
talk
live
to
for-
Bodie?
I'm not sure. I guess that is that Squiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a dog named Brody once. It was one of the coolest dogs. He would actually jump in, you know the canals in Ocean City?
Yeah.
He would just run down there, dive right, like you could throw a ball in.
It
He'd run
gets sucked out.
all the way down,
to sea.
jump in, and swim around, get the ball, and go up to the ladder and climb up
That's fun.
and out. Shake it off and want to do it again. It's fucking awesome.
I lived on one of those canals one time. Senior year, we
Got a
moved
porch.
there. So we lived on Wynwood Court, and we had this big 4th of July party, and somebody threw a bar in that canal, and they had stole it from the Shrimp Shack. Remember the Shrimp Shack?
Yeah.
They stole the bar from the Shrimp Shack. All of Jamestown was closed down because of our party, and like 6 paddy wagons come up, and all these lifeguards that live next to us, we live in the middle unit of 3, and all these lifeguards are like, fuck, they're coming for the bar. So they take this bar and throw it in the fucking canal and start swimming down the canal with this bar so they don't get caught, which is a little obvious because obviously they all got caught and arrested, but it was our floating bar. I thought it was funny.
That's nice.
I almost forgot. Because we broadcast all through Europe and Africa and Asia, and
Whoa.
I get a lot of requests for you guys from like Germany and
Awesome.
England, and this one kid asked me to ask you a question.
Oh, cool. Fair
So-
enough.
I had Mike from London who emails me on the channel all the time, and he wanted to know the obsession with poultry. Because he said, their album was Salmonella Envelope and Jimmy's Chicken Shack, so he wanted me to ask you about that.
Well, fair enough. Well, this record has no poultry reference, but I mean, Jimmy's Chicken Shack was a restaurant in Harlem, and it's in Malcolm X's biography. It's referred to. It used to be an old like blues joint and hangout, and he used to sell drugs out there before he was Malcolm X, when he was known as Red. And, like Charlie Parker washed dishes there and played sax, when he wasn't working. And so it was just this kind of thing. At first, all 3 of us were named Jimmy, or 3 of us out of 4. So we thought it was a cool, silly name that confused people. And then I'm a fan of puns because, well, I hear that the French think that puns are the lowest form of humor. So I like to revel in the lowest form of humor, basically. I took every opportunity I could to make a stupid chicken pun or something like that. So, but we didn't do it this time. So I hope it doesn't disappoint you.
Nah, he emailed me. I told him that I would be talking with you, and he said, I just want to know what's with the poultry.
Oh, and we also used to call pot chicken. So, if somebody called up and you needed, you call somebody and you'd be like, so you have any chicken at the house? And then we'd get our weed.
I went with peanut brittle. That's what we used to call it.
There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna have everybody do an ID, and I'll hand you the mic. You can hold the mic. yourself and.
Do you want us to do like this is Jimmy, this is Jerome, this is?
Yeah, that would probably be the
Come up
best.
here and then we'll.
And after you, and we're Jimmy's Chicken
We can do the
Shack.
barbershop quartet thing.
So
You can
start out. This is Jimmy, this is Casey, and I'll be like, this is Jimmy.
I'll hold it in
This is
between
Shaq,
all
and
of
you're
you.
listening to Rich on Bob.
Are you gonna hold it?
Yeah, I'll hold it in between all of you.
Okay.
This is Jerome.
This is Casey.
This is Derek.
And this is Jimmy.
Jimmy's.
And yeah, here we're from Jimmy's Chicken Shack.
Yeah.
And you're listening to Rich on Bob. Rich, get off of Bob. Get off. That's wrong.
That's cool. That's awesome. Thanks, guys.
Oh, right on. Thank you for coming out and doing it. You're hanging, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We're definitely.
Appreciate you coming out.
No problem.
Awesome.